Hey y'all, I got the Makselife Planner right in front of me, and if you think it's something that you might be into, stay tuned because we're going to take a look at it and talk about it. Like, share, subscribe. Let's go. Before we get into it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Makselife. Makselife was created by Sierra Friend. She is a dual certified life and business coach, and she's been coaching people for about 2 decades now. She created this system and was using it with her clients. She created this planner and it was released in October of 2019. So they are still fairly new to the market, although they're becoming very well known. The definition of Moxie is to have pep, courage, know-how, determination. So Makselife encompasses the mindset people have when they feel happy and empowered. It's in an O-ring binding. They also just this year released companion notebooks. So if you're using a traveler's notebook or any other system as your main planner and you don't want to necessarily buy this whole O-ring bound planner, they do have the companion notebooks. They come in 4 quarters and they are laid out fairly similar to this. They also just released a dot grid notebook. The cost of the planners are $68 for the O-ring bound, $54 for all 4 of the companion notebooks, $10 for the dot grid notebook, and then they do have different covers that you can purchase separately, so you can take this O-ring binding apart and switch out the covers if you'd like to, and those are $10 a piece. I bought this planner during their imperfect sale. It was the first one that they ever had. I can't find anything imperfect on this, which speaks to the quality of their planners. But it was 40% off of the normal price, and they only had a limited amount of these planners. The cover I chose is the very classic. It's a light gray with a navy stripe. It does come with an elastic band, and it did come in a keepsake box. So if you're not using it or you want to save it, like if you use it for memory planning, or some people just like to keep their planners after they're done, it does come with that. The company is based out in Sacramento, California. And the main part of this planning system is that it comes with a community. You have a Facebook page. You have tons of people on YouTube and Instagram who use this system that share about it. And they also are coming out with something called Club Moxie, which will be a totally separate support group. Sierra goes on lives quite often to give tips and tricks and planning know-how in order to use this planner and to help you in your life. So it comes with a very good community to back you up. They also do on their website offer printables so that you can try out the system and the layout to see if it's right for you before you make the actual investment, which is an A+ on their part. I love when planning companies do that, because if you're just in an experimental phase, you can try it out for free as long as you have somewhere to print them or have a friend print them or whatever, and then you can try it out before you actually purchase it. So before the next upcoming year, if it's something that you're interested in after we do this flip through, I highly recommend just taking the time to print out all of the things. They have all of the goal setting sections and then also a horizontal and a vertical layout. So you have the very thick cover here. The pages are very nice weight. I'm going to put the weight on here so you guys can take a look at it. You've got your name page. Has a nice little note on here talking about what Moxie is, what she wants you to get out of this planner. So that's really nice. And then it explains how to use the planner. So some planners do this and some planners don't. I appreciate in a complex system, although this is not really that complex, but it does have pages where you do have to answer questions to get into goal setting and things that you want out of life. So I appreciate when they give a list on how they recommend you go about it. So they break down everything that you need to do, what it means to make a habit, what it means to set a goal, set an intention. They have something called the compass assessment, which will help you get to learn about what goals and what areas of your life you might want to work on. They do quarterly reflections, and this planner is a little bit different because not only does it do goal setting, but it does a monthly and a weekly layout as well, so that you can incorporate your goal setting into your weekly habits. All right, so then they're going to get into what they call the compass assessment. It is a wheel of different areas of your life. It explains how to do the compass assessment, which also I appreciate. You're going to number where you're at at the beginning of the use of this planner. Even if it's not the first of the year, you can start using this planner whenever you'd like to, or the notebooks for that matter, or even the printout. But you're going to give each section of your life a number on a scale, and you're going to evaluate from there. I'm not going to read you every section. That's what that looks like. So now you're going to get into the scoring of all those different areas of your life. And this compass assessment and these colorings of the areas of your life are going to be repeated and repeated and repeated throughout this planner, so that you can be reminded constantly and re-evaluating every quarter throughout the year what areas of your life you want to work on, where you want to set your goals, and things like that. So if things change, you have an opportunity to do that. So I'll look at this in order. So you have personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial, and physical environment. So in each category, they have prompt that you're going to write a score on. So in the personal category, for instance, it says my basic needs are taken care of. You're going to put a 1 there if that's the case. And you're going to put a 1 next to each of these that you feel are accurate in your life. And then you're going to score them at the bottom. That's where your rating on your compass assessment will come from. Now you have an intentions page, habits that you want to develop, what characteristics you would like to nurture, what you could use more of, what you could use less of. I will do less, I will be more of, I will let go of. And then if you have a word for the year, you can write it here. You can write it what it means to you. Then she breaks down her definition of what goal setting is, how to do that, how to commit to your goals, reviewing goals, and removing goals. I appreciate that she's taken the time to walk you through each of the sections, especially in the goal setting portion, because a lot of people, like I said, get a little hung up on some of the things when it comes to goal setting, especially if you're not used to goal setting, if you've never really done any goals before. And then she in particular has designed this planner for her way of doing things in coaching. So she's letting you know what she is wanting you guys to do and how to help you. And I think that's beneficial as a coach. So it's like her coaching skills built into this planner, which is pretty awesome. So she has recommendations on how to write goals, specific wording that is better. So for instance here, she recommends writing a goal as clean my garage this weekend instead of getting rid of clutter. So you want to be more specific than more general. The types of goals, you have what she calls stretch goals, progress goals, and maintenance goals. So stretch goals are huge goals, and she doesn't recommend that you have more than 1 to 3 huge goals in a year. Progress goals, how do I want to feel? Where do I want to go? Those kinds of things. And then maintenance goals. So what do you want to just keep the same in your life? How to set long-term goals, monthly goals, and weekly goals. Weekly reflection question, which I also appreciate. So what were my wins? What worked? What didn't work? What lessons did I learn? And what adjustments do I need to make? So those will be repeated throughout every week in the planner. There are some prompts here to help you out. I love that she offers her guidance throughout the entire goal setting section of this. It's very, very helpful. So if you're new to goal setting, this might be something that is for you. So you have just a page here to draw like a vision board or a map of your goals or whatever you like to do or whatever you think you like to do. It's just, you can doodle, you can write, you can do whatever you want with this page. So now we're going to get into the annual goals, so the larger goals in each of these areas of your life in here. And then at the bottom, they have in each section, how will my life improve by reaching these goals in each category, which I think is a nice little touch. You can specify a focus in each category, but you can write your goals here. You've got a good amount of room in each category to write. Here's a separate place for a vision board if you do that. I enjoy vision boards. I recommend vision boards. I think you can cut out pictures, you can draw pictures, you can write words, you can do whatever you want with this. You don't necessarily have to be artistic. You can just put stickers down or write a word. And then she has some more quick tips on goal setting. And then this prompt down here stood out to me out of all of them. If a goal is no longer resonating with you, give yourself permission to delete it and move on to something that is more in line with your vision. Celebrate your wins. Each week, review your goals and highlight your accomplishment. If you fall behind in your planning, pick up where you left off. Each week is a new beginning. I love that. I love all of those. Be curious, get messy, make mistakes, embrace imperfections, choose courage, just begin. And these hearts you'll see throughout the planner, she uses them as a gratitude symbol. So you'll have space to write gratitude in each category. So that is your goal setting section. It's in depth enough, but I don't think it's as extensive as other goal setting systems. I think it's to the point. It's got her touches in here. It's got her coaching suggestions in here. I think that would really work well for somebody that might be new to goal setting or wants to use a different type of goal setting method. All right, so now we're going to get into the months. So the colors of your life compass assessment are the colors of your monthly tabs. Now that doesn't mean that month is basically for that area of life. It just means she's incorporating it on another level back through your spreads in your monthlies. You've got your monthly layout. You've got your holidays already built in. You've got some additional holidays in here, which is kind of cute. You've got your International Women's Day, your Employee Appreciation Day. So that's kind of cool. You've got a note section on this side of the page. It is listed as notes and it does have lines, and there is quotes on each of the months. There is quotes throughout this planner, I will say. So if you're not somebody that enjoys quotes in your planner, this may or may not be something that you're into. You can always like white those out if you wanted to, or put a sticker over them. But I do want to warn you in case you're somebody that doesn't like a bunch of quote planner. So after your monthly spread, you have your sections of your life here to write your monthly goals. So you can pull from your annual goals and bring them into your monthly goals when you break them down. In that section, in your goal planning section, it talks about breaking them down further. Then you bring those into here. So you decide for that month, and these are smaller spaces than before because we're trying to condense down a little bit from the big goals. So you have your sections of your life, and then you have the focus for that section. So if you write a bunch of things here, out of all of these things, what's most important to you, right? Then you get into your weekly action. So this, like I said, this color coding system with the symbols in there will be throughout the entire planner. It's her goal setting system that takes it from the beginning all the way throughout the planner. So then you're going to break your monthlies down into weeklies. So every week out of those monthly things, what are you going to be working on? So we're just getting smaller and smaller here. And then I chose a horizontal. They do have it in the vertical. Like I said, you can try the printables to see which layout you like best if you don't already have a particular layout you enjoy. The other thing that I've seen people doing, in particular Darian Plans, is that she combines the vertical and the horizontal layout all into one planner. So she opens up her O-rings and puts the weeks together, and she uses them for two different functions. So you can totally do that too. There is some customizability with this planner, but it's meant to be used as a system. So I have the horizontal layout. So this is what it looks like. You do have the hearts every day for your gratitude here, and you do have a blank section over to the side that you can write whatever you want. You have a note section at the bottom of the page and a habit tracker off to the side for the 7 days that particular week. And then at the end of every week, you're going to get that same dot grid paper, and then you're going into the next week for those weekly actions. Same here. Same here. We're just going to flip through March. And since March is the end of the first quarter of the year, you're going to have monthly reflections, and then you're going to have your quarterly compass assessment. Now, if I flip through April, you're still going to have the same monthly reflection at the end of April, but you won't have the quarterly compass assessment. You're just going to be moving on into the next month. So I'm going to go back here real quick and just correct here. So at the end of each week, I forgot to mention this, on your dot grid page, you can use this as your weekly reflections page. So let me go back to the goal setting section here. So in the beginning of the planner, in the goal setting, after the weekly actions, how to do your weekly actions, they have the weekly reflections questions here. They're just not written on the top of the sheet. So I believe this sheet is meant for you to write or draw pictures or whatever in reflection for the week. You just don't have the individual prompts on this page. So I would say, if anything, for me, I would love if those were written out here, because then I'm somebody that may forget if I'm not prompted, unless if I'm using this system in particular, that is one thing I would appreciate, but that is what that section I believe is meant for. So I'm just gonna flip through real quick and we can look at the different colors if you want. May is yellow, June orange, July is pink, purple, and then we're back to blue. So let's see if it repeats. Yeah, the colors are gonna repeat after that. So you have the previous year and the next year and forward, a place to write important dates at the end of all your planners. These are the extras tab. You have some notes pages back here, just lined notes pages. And you have a folder. And then you do get a sticker sheet, a small sticker sheet. They do have additional stickers that are available on their website that you can buy. And also a lot of the planners that use Makselife will have suggestions on dot markers or sticker shops that make Makselife specific stickers. So there's that too. And then you also have another like accordion style folder back here. So you guys, there are definitely some nice touches in here. It's definitely a full-on system. So if you are somebody who wants a goal, monthly, weekly, and then a space to write your daily thing, have a reflection space, have quarterly reviews, I think this is something that you would be into. If you want it all condensed into one, you want a system that's been tested, you want a support system, I think this would be something that's beneficial for you. I don't necessarily think there's a specific age range I would recommend this to. I think it all just depends on you and what you're looking for. So if you're wanting to try this system out before next year, before you decide to buy this planner, I highly recommend going and printing off these pages. And that way you can test the system to see if it's something that's right for you before you go out and buy it next year. Because right now they are sold out. That is a review on the Makselife goal and monthly, weekly planning system. Please leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and share if you like my content.